It's Scott again, and yep, another post from the road. We'll see when and if this one goes out to you, and in what order. But I've been doing these from the road on my way back to Georgia from speaking up in Montana and Wyoming. And this one I want to talk about a concept. I'm going to kind of go off of kind of tweak a somewhat famous line. And the line is, leaders are readers. And I'm going to change it, and I totally agree. I've written about that before. Today I want to talk about this concept that leaders are listeners. We need to listen to lead. And we often think of the leaders in our lives as the ones who do all the talking, the ones who are controlling and pushing all the buttons, and they're kind of running the conversation, and everything that gets communicated comes from them. Well, as I say often in presentations that I'm giving or in some of the written materials that I've done, don't forget that communication is a two-way street. And in many ways, the more important way on that street is the listening side. We think of leadership as the talking side, the telling part. But quite honestly, the greatest leaders are great listeners. Just think about the people in your life who you would look up to as a great leader. One of the things that makes them that way for us normally, for most of us, is that we feel listened to, is that we feel that these people value what we have to say and what we bring to the relationship and to the equation. Well, one of the major ways that these leaders demonstrate that is by listening. Just flat out concentrating on what's being said, nodding, acknowledging things, not necessarily even offering advice, although sometimes that's part of it, but just a comment, a recognition, a question, asking a little bit more, showing interest. Well, that's a huge part of listening. You know when people are hearing you, and you know when people are listening to you. And, the listening is an active type of thing. It's an intentional type of thing. We all feel that we have something to say in this world, and we want people to hear it. Well, this is why leaders must be listeners, because they need to listen to the people that they lead. They also need to act on a lot of those things, absolutely. Sometimes their action is no action. That's okay. The key is that they listened to what the people had to say to them. And so I'm challenging you as a coach, as a leader of your teams. Are you listening to your kids? Are you listening to their parents? Are you listening to your administration? To your assistant coaches, fellow coaches on your staff? Be a listener. Listen to lead. It will help you grow as a leader. It will help your team grow. It will help you become the best you can be if you will focus on this all-important aspect of communication. You will find yourself to grow in so many ways. Focus on that concept for this the next time that you're working with your kids, working with your teams. We'll talk to you again next time.